All right, y'all. You see, just wanted to get on here one more time. Well, get on here and talk this Wilder Fury 3 before the fight starts tonight. And actually gonna jump back on here to do this Sabina Mazo Agapova fight. And of course the main event. Marcus Bell. What's going on? Yeah, man. Yeah, I meant to jump on earlier, man. It's just crazy out here. Raining crazy, had stuff to do. Got back late. So let me just sorry, I was just watching this fight. All right. So the prelims just kicked off. All right, hold on one second. Yeah, man, the prelims just kicked off. So while that's going on, I just wanted to talk real quick about Wilder and Fury. So yeah, man, I'm just ready for this fight now. Deontay Wilder, long time coming now. It's been 17 months since the second fight. And he looks ready. I talked about this on other show. And he definitely looks ready. He looks like he's tried his best to cross those T's and dot those I's, bring something different to the table. The question is, a lot of people are wondering about Tyson Fury right now. They're wondering how, what type of improvements he's made, if he's made any. Some people think Tyson Fury's scared, but that's something that, I wanted to address myself is the fact that, neither one of these guys are scared. I don't think Tyson Fury or Wilder's scared. I think Tyson Fury, he's just one of those guys that's more in fear of um, losing his aura, but not really like he's physically scared of a man like Wilder, And I definitely don't think Wilder's scared because, they did this, 2 times now. So, the pain they go through, the hell they go through to train, these guys, they're not scared of each other. You know what I mean? This is something they've seen time and time again. So it's like 50, 60 fights between the two of them. So it's not like they're scared of each other. But yeah. Marcus Bell, I went back and watched Mayweather checked Maidana's gloves and found out the glove had no padding. Same thing has happened. It still happened. Yeah, that's why I want to talk about that real quick, man. Yeah, I saw that too. Like, yeah, about what first fight with Maidana. Yeah, because I remember like even when I used to see Maidana's gloves when he would wear them, they always looked like they didn't have the same like puffed out look to them like Mayweather's or some of these other fighters do. They always had like they just seemed like they were always closer to his knuckles. Like you can tell, like as many times as I've seen gloves and boxing gloves and been around them, you can tell when a fighter's gloves have been altered. Whenever they have altered them, to get him down to the knuckles like that. Because like even if you see some of Golovkin, Triple G, his gloves early in his early years, they look like they were really, really pulled down to the knuckles. And I saw this too, with Wilder when they were inspecting Fury's gloves. They always have that worn out look to them. They always have that worn out look like they haven't just come fresh out the box. They always have like a look like they've been already broken in, or like I said, altered to a point where they fit or customized for his knuckles to kind of push through even more so. So I don't know, man. Uh, they've tried to argue it and just say, oh, it's the same size. They cut the gloves open. They said that look, it's just as thick as this brand of gloves, maybe even thicker. But I don't know, man. It's like the the inside of the padding where they cut it, of course, it looks thicker. But when you look at like the top of it, where they expose that material in the glove, there's something about it, like the way it spreads even over time. Like you can, your knuckles can kind of come through a little bit more to it, So they cleared it, but if I was Wilder, hey, you might have to just fight fire with fire in that situation. That's the type of gloves he want to use. Maybe he should use the same thing. I mean, Wilder's power is going to go through even more, right? If he uses some gloves like that. Oh wow, watching this Garcia Ontiveros fight. Damn, Ontiveros, he got destroyed. He is busted up and bloody. Dang. Wow. Uh-oh, Lupi and what's her name? Lupi and Juarez is next. I might have to go ahead and call that fight. But yeah, going into this fight here real quick, my prediction. Um, I think that Wilder, he's definitely gonna showcase some different things, as far as movement, uh, executing more of a punching arsenal here. He's had 17 months to work on this, not just physically but mentally. And I think Malik Scott, some people still think that bond or that combo is questionable, but not always, man. It's always about somebody that can relate to you. And somebody like Malik Scott doesn't necessarily need to be a champion to to get the job done. You know what I mean? We've seen it in the past. Wilder, even though he surpassed Malik Scott in accolades, somebody like Malik Scott from the outside looking in, they can understand and they can see everything that you do wrong. So that's something that's really going to help Deontay Wilder in this fight. And it's helped him throughout, I think, the past 17 months. So for Wilder, man, I just think that, he just needs to really be committed, number one, to a good jab. The same way he throws the right hand, you got to be, hang on one second. Same way you're committed to the right hand, he has to be committed to a jab the same way. A jab can disrupt any fighter. It can disrupt the best boxer in the world. You know what I mean? As long as you throw that jab and execute it right. So I always say that, jab is a number one, especially if you're a puncher. If you want to set up your best punches, you set it up off the jab. Jab is a blinder. So Wilder needs to focus on that jab and the left hook this time. Left hook is something that I think will be big in this fight. Upstairs, downstairs. If you throw that left hook to the body, it's going to open up right hands to the head. So I just think that he really needs to mix it up. Don't be afraid to, don't be afraid to step in and initiate the wrestling here. Like when Fury tries to lean on him, you give it back. You give it back to him. Because I think this is going to be a rough fight this time. Fury's coming in at 277. Wilder's like 230, 234. He's in the 230s, right? So, 230, hey, little 40 pounds less, that's still some weight you can put on Fury, Fury's not in the best shape, so you gotta, I know he's not physically, but boxer wise he is, but you just gotta dish it back out. And number one, I mean, this is working backwards. This is a top thing, critical thing he needs to work on is in this fight is focus on the body, man. Like Tyson Fury's body is there to be hit, right? Everybody wants to head hunt, but with Tyson Fury's elusiveness, he's always slipping and sliding, pumping his jab out, making his head hard to hit by pulling back. So for Wilder, you got to attack the biggest target on him is that body. Hit the chest, hook the body, shoot the jab to the stomach, and almost guaranteed those headshots will open up. If you focus on the body for 1 or 2 rounds, Thomas Hearns, he was a great body puncher. He could focus on the body. Roy Jones was, Floyd, he could attack the body. So don't ignore that. Just because you have the power to chin check guys, don't ignore the body. Can't ignore that. Fury, I think it's really hard to say what Fury is going to need to do, because what he did the second time is still kind of questionable, just because the body language of Wilder. I still kind of question like how he was able to execute so many different things in that fight. But for him, he does have to meet the puncher head on, like not at a mid range, but he does have to do what he did first time. Try to pull the same tactics of leaning, dirty boxing. Throwing his his 1-2s down the pipe. I just think that if he's the box like he did in the first fight, that's going to leave him wide open this time, because I think Wilder, he's going to find his range better, and he'll have two weapons. He's going to have the left and the right here, and he's going to be a little bit more mobile. I think he's using a little bit more footwork here. Okay, Lupita Benitez and Silvana Juarez is next, y'all. Which I'm not going to call. I'm just going to watch it. Yeah, I'm going to set up for Mazo and Agapova in a little bit. But yeah, Fury, I think, he just needs to really kind of do a mixture of both fights. The first few rounds, he might want to go ahead in there and do what he did the second fight. If it goes to the second half, do what he did in the first fight. And I say that in reverse, because if you're still fresh in the second half, you want to stay away from the power if you can wear Wilder down, But yeah, overall, I'm ready, man. This is one of them tense fights, one of them fights where you get butterflies, man. And I think if Wilder is sorry, I was just looking at this, checking out the interviews here. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I think with Wilder on his game, with more added to his arsenal, and off of what he was able to land in the first and second fight, and with more confidence, yeah, I see it. Lupi's next. I'm gonna have to go with Wilder by. I could see this fight going to a decision, but for Wilder to win, he's gonna have to score a stoppage or a knockout. So I'm gonna go with Wilder by a knockout or TKO. But I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if we went to a decision, just because they know each other well. And the first fight did go to a decision, just because Fury, he stayed away from the power for the most part, and he did stand up to the power. But I think this time, if Wilder has those other keys of being able to punch with both hands and set up punches, a much more methodical, technical puncher will be able to set up Fury for the knockout. See, the second fight, he was coming with more the basics, where he was just trying to go for the knockout. But if you break somebody down systematically, that'll get you the knockout. So you might see him getting revenge like Cotto did to Margarito. So I think this is going to be a good fight either way. It's still 50-50 though, man. I still don't count Fury out. He's a dangerous opponent. Even with all the other allegations aside, it's just his size and his demeanor that I think get under Wilder's skin a little bit. And if he doesn't, if Wilder doesn't just ignore all that and just do it for himself, it's going to be a rough night. But I think Wilder can do it this time, man. I think he can do it. I'm going to go Wilder by a finish, man. So, yeah, let me know who do you got, Marcus? Yeah, like I said, I just wanted to jump on here and do this quick breakdown. I'm going to watch this fight. I'm going to watch these fights, and then I'll jump back on and do this Agapova versus Mazo, and then we'll do the main event too, Rodriguez and Dern. Still got Rodriguez, though. Think about time Marina Rodriguez, starts learning some English, though, man. Like, I see they continue to push Mackenzie Dern more because, she's marketable like that. She can speak English, and that's what the fans over here want to hear, I mean, just being real. I mean, Rodriguez, if she crosses that line and starts learning English, I think she could definitely be pushed like Joanna. You know what I mean? Yeah, me too, man. I had Marina, man. I got Marina Rodriguez, but it, like I said, it's 50-50. It's all in who executes first, man. It all comes down to this. If Marina if Marina gets a stand and fight, she wins, right? If Dern wants to stand with her, she gets knocked out or she gets beat. But if Dern takes her to the ground, that's the obvious answer, right? Because their plan A's are so strong. You know what I mean? Their plan A's are so strong. So Dern gets it if it goes to the ground. I mean, that's pretty much a given. Ask Cyphers, ask Random Marcos, ask Nina Ansaroff, right? So yeah, oh man, yeah, she's been talking about striking with Marina, man. Marina need to put Marina needs to put her all. The minute Dern starts to strike with her, Marina needs to put her all into her hands. You know what I mean? And just go for the knockout. Because if she wants to stand with her, you let one or two right hands go and you knock her down, you finish her. You finish her. If she wants to talk about striking for a good 2 rounds, that's all you need. Go for that chin and get her out of there. I was watching the Carla Marina fight last night. That fight was good, man. Carla Marina, that fight was good. Um, it was very close though. Carla won, but I could see where Carla won it. Thing is, Marina's never been submitted before. You know what I mean? So it's like she can survive on the ground. I mean, she'll lose the rounds, but she'll survive. I don't know. But let me jump off of here, guys. Yeah, like I said, I got Wilder, and I'm gonna set up for Mazo Agapova, then Dern Rodriguez, the main event. All right, all right. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to Marcus. I will see y'all in a little bit. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.